Canelo's been extremely durable over the years. One of his many assets is he seems to have one of the best chins in the game.
Wow.
I know you said you don't need to knock him out, you just need to beat him. But do you feel like you can hurt or even stop him?
Well, anybody can get hurt. Anybody can get, knocked out. I don't put it past nobody, but I'm not going in there looking for it.
I just want to know what number makes sense for you. What's fair?
I got $10 million for that fight.
That's a lie.
How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby.
Yeah, that's good.
The legacy.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. You believe that?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. I like Crawford. All right. My brother fought Canelo, not me. I like Crawford in this fight, and he get to stay big. But my brother even told me that was his mistake that he made. He thought going up in weight, I got to get massive, I got to get big to beat Canelo. It made him slower. It made his reflexes slower. He'll tell you himself. He didn't feel like the Jermell Charlo that y'all seen him fight Tony Harrison. Crawford, I feel like that's the same thing as that. You want to get big.
Terence Crawford is not just moving up in weight to challenge Canelo Alvarez, he's sending a knockout warning. In a move that feels more like a personal mission than a business decision, Crawford recently revealed he accepted only $10 million for the fight, far less than what a fighter of his stature would normally command. He has made it clear that for him, it's never about the money. It's about legacy. It's about achieving something almost no one has done before. It's about becoming a 3-time undisputed champion across 3 different weight classes, including one where he's never fought. And after putting Canelo to sleep, Crawford says he'll go right back down to 154 to try and become undisputed again, proving once and for all that he's the greatest fighter of his generation.
Opportunity, baby. Yeah, that's good. The legacy.
Now, 10 million for us is like, let's go. But for him in the stage in his career, I don't think 10 million does it. Chris Eubank just got north of 20 M's. So we could say he's not at the level of Bud. And Canelo's the face of boxing. So what y'all think? Y'all think he's telling the truth or he's really just going for legacy?
I got $10 million for that fight. I'm doing it for the opportunity. The legacy? That outweighs the money. 3-time undisputed. Coming soon. I might go back down to 154 and do it again, Crawford said in a recent interview with AK and Barack. That mindset is rare in modern boxing, especially for a 37-year-old former undisputed champion at both lightweight and welterweight, with nothing left to prove on paper. But for Crawford, it's no longer about the paper, it's about chasing the kind of greatness that only comes once in a generation.
How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah. I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby. The legacy.
That's good.
The legacy outweighed the money. 3-time undisputed. Ooh, coming soon. I might go back down to 54.
Right. To fight who?
And do it. I might go back down and do it again.
As you heard, the pound-for-pound king, Terence Bud Crawford.
What makes this pursuit even more remarkable is that Crawford isn't easing into 168 pounds with a tune-up fight. His first step in the division is straight into a bout with Canelo Alvarez, a fighter who has dominated this weight class for nearly a decade. Canelo has been comfortable at super middleweight since 2018, most recently defending his titles against David Benavidez in May, reaffirming his status as the undisputed champion. Crawford insists he knows what he's facing, but he's also clear that he expects more than just a decision. He sees a finish, a KO. And if that happens, it could reshape the entire boxing landscape.
Canelo, what can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is going to definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely going to help him. Canelo's experience, but then you got Crawford got great experience as well. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo.
Yet the fight isn't just significant because of Crawford's ambition. Both fighters are so confident in themselves that they're already looking beyond each other. Speaking to Ring Magazine, Canelo said he's still focused on a rematch with Dimitri Bivol. That's the fight I want. That's the one that keeps me up at night. I hope I get the opportunity for a rematch with Bivol. That's the only fight at 175 I would really take, but we'll see, he said. I want to tell myself, hey, you learned something from that fight. What do you not need to do again? I have that drive inside me that says, you need to prove you're the better fighter.
About fighting here with my people and bring this
this kind of fight for them. They deserve it, and it's more than I expect. Yeah, that's my goal this year. But you know, if that fight don't happen, we'll see. But that's my goal this year.
This suggests that in Canelo's mind, Crawford is more of a stepping stone than a real threat, but that's exactly the kind of miscalculation Crawford seems to be counting on. Both fighters, ironically, appear to believe they have nothing to prove, setting the stage for fireworks when they finally meet in the ring. The September 13th date is already generating buzz, though the venue hasn't been finalized. When asked if Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas was still under consideration, Canelo replied, "We're still working on that, but we're going to make sure everything is the best."
For this, so Canelo's listening. What do you tell them about their fight?
Whoever wants to win will win. You know what I mean? I'm not being funny. Whoever wants to win will win.
The will overcome that. That's how you did it. I appreciate you. Great seeing you so much.
Boxing insiders have been vocal about their predictions, and opinions are divided. Former world champion Tony Bellew offered a bold take on the matchup. Canelo likes to wait. Everything has to move at his pace. He won't get that against Terence Crawford. I think Crawford will outwork him, land potshots, and win on points. I get why Canelo is the favorite, but all good things come to an end. And if I'm wrong and Canelo beats Crawford, becoming the first to do so, he deserves all the credit. No one has figured out Terence Crawford yet.
Over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He
Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level.
That's the tension surrounding this fight. Crawford has never been beaten. No one has solved him at 135, 140, or 147. Now, for the first time, he's skipping an entire weight class to try again. Canelo, meanwhile, has only 2 losses, one to Floyd Mayweather early in his career and one to Bivol in 2022. Otherwise, he's been nearly unbeatable, especially at 168, with a clear edge in weight, experience, and comfort. Yet Crawford brings a hunger that can't be manufactured.
He beats Bivol.
Do we see the same result in your honest opinion, Oscar, or do you think 100% Canelo can beat a Bivol?
Yeah, there's no way he beats Bivol. There's just no way. I mean, styles make fights, and as much as I would want to see a Mexican win inside that ring, a national hero, there's no way he beats Bivol.
Caleb Plant, who has shared the ring with Canelo, offered a more neutral view. "I'll give him a shot. I don't know who wins, and honestly, there are weight classes for a reason, right? But at the same time, Terence is a special person with special abilities, mental fortitude, and strength." Plant didn't pick a winner but highlighted the one quality everyone agrees on about Crawford: he's different. Obsessed with discipline, he fights with a chip on his shoulder that doesn't fade, even after reaching the highest levels of success.
He's not a regular guy, you know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top, and it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
Plant added, "I feel like this Crawford-Canelo matchup will be a lot more fan-friendly. Bud's not going to be running around the ring for 12 rounds. I can assure you that's not in his blood, and obviously not in Canelo's either. So, I think it's going to be a fan-friendly fight." If that holds true, the bout won't just be historic, it'll be entertaining, unlike some high-level fights where caution dominates. With both men confident and driven to prove themselves, even after achieving so much, a slow, tactical chess match seems unlikely. Instead, it could turn into a true battle of wills.
His chances got better, at least the way how you were seeing things heading into his last fight with him and Skull.
I think it's a stylistic matchup, and William Skull don't fight nothing like Terence Crawford. So we're not going to see the same type of fight. come September. I think we're gonna see a great fight, real good fight.
You and Terence have always had like a good relationship, but if he makes Canelo.
Not everyone sees it going Crawford's way. Sebastian Fender was blunt about Crawford's chances. I don't think so. This guy is more comfortable at 168, he said, noting that Canelo has been fighting at that weight for 4 or 5 years. Fender's analysis went beyond weight, highlighting that Crawford has only fought once in the past year and will be 38 by the time he enters the ring in September. His last fight against Israil Madrimov showed signs of decline. He no longer looked like the young fighter he once was, and age had begun to take its toll.
Crawford beats Canelo in
I don't think so.
Why is that? Why do you?
This guy's more comfortable at 168. He's been fighting 168 for 4 or 5 years now. Crawford's a great fighter, but we'll see. Boxing, anything can happen.
Did it look like Canelo was slowing down against Skull?
No, I think it's just something he's uncomfortable with.
Two of boxing's biggest stars are on a collision course. May 31st,
He also pointed out that Crawford skipped the usual tune-up fight at 168, which could leave him unprepared for the division's demands. Put Crawford in with a fringe-level fighter like Bekimir Maluzv, and he might lose, Fender said. He even questioned Crawford's drive. Bud is quite rich now, and like wealthy people, he's not as ambitious to work hard as hungry fighters who haven't made millions. You can call it laziness. Fender also criticized Crawford's style, suggesting fans shouldn't expect a true clash. Instead, he predicts Crawford will rely on a hit-and-not-get-hit approach, similar to what Shakur Stevenson has done.
I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights.
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so. No.
Some fans believe Crawford is chasing a paycheck and won't truly challenge Canelo. They expect him to focus on survival, staying on the move, avoiding Alvarez's punches, and hoping for a decision win. Crawford is a great fighter, but we'll see, they say.
Canelo's more comfortable at 168. He's gonna fight again for undisputed for a second time at 168. So this is nothing uncomfortable to him. Terence Crawford's a great fighter, and of course we're starting to see that he can probably make 168 naturally. But again, it's a different division. 147, 168, two different divisions.
David Benavidez also recently weighed in on the highly anticipated Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight. He praised Crawford's boxing IQ, calling him a great fighter with real strength, showing clear respect for what Crawford brings to the ring. But for Benavidez, the main concern isn't skill, it's weight. Crawford has never fought at 168 pounds, a full 2 divisions above where he's dominated. Benavidez noted that Crawford already felt the power of bigger opponents at 154, and that challenge will only intensify against someone like Canelo, who has proven strength at super middleweight.
I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working.
Outside the fighters, promoter Eddie Hearn offered his own perspective, delving into Crawford's place in boxing history. In an interview with YSM Sports Media, Hearn openly questioned the depth of Crawford's resume, jokingly asking him to name his most significant win. When Crawford mentioned Ricky Burns, Hearn didn't hold back. While Burns is a 3-division champion and respected boxer, he isn't usually listed among the all-time greats.
Crawford is going to do a lot of defense. Now, if he pulls off that win, dude, that's going to be one of the most biggest upsets of all time for this dude to go up that many weight classes. And now I do think that, he's going to get his little shots in as far as, finessing and all that, because his hands are definitely way faster.
Hearn argued that Crawford never had consistent access to marquee names during his rise. It wasn't necessarily Crawford's fault, but it left him unable to build the kind of legendary resume that fighters from past generations enjoyed. Hearn believes Crawford could likely have beaten many of those legends, but he simply never had the opportunity to prove it in the ring.
But even he acknowledges that Errol Spence, was probably a little bit... And Bud could beat all the greats, but he never really got the chance, and that's why this fight's really important for him and to him. And after watching Canelo against Skull, and I know it was Skull, and I think he's the fresher guy in there, and I very rarely back against Canelo Alvarez.
Regarding how the Canelo-Crawford fight might unfold, Hearn admitted that, although he rarely bets against Canelo, this one is difficult to predict. He noted that Crawford is fresher and suggested that if there's ever a time for him to beat someone like Canelo, it could be now. It's unusual for Hearn to hedge like this about one of his most familiar fighters, highlighting just how unique this matchup is.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him.
Another voice in the discussion is Jamal Charlo, whose brother Jermel faced Canelo in 2023 and lost. Jamal was blunt about his brother's fight, saying Jermel's mistake was trying to bulk up too much to match Canelo's size, which cost him speed and reflexes. He warned that approach shouldn't be repeated. Regarding Crawford, Jamal hopes he avoids the same trap, noting that Crawford's advantage lies in movement, precision, and timing, not trying to match Canelo head-on in power and weight.
I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that.
Charlo has made it clear he still supports Crawford in the matchup, but he's concerned that the Crawford who enters the ring at 168 might not be the same fighter who dismantled Gamboa or dominated Spence. Moving up in weight isn't just about facing bigger punches, it changes your entire physical rhythm. Jamal's point is that in trying to adapt to Canelo's world, Crawford risks losing the very tools that made him great.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me.
The discussion around this fight has also touched on the promotional side and future matchups. A major question has been whether a Canelo win would finally set up a fight against David Benavidez. Benavidez has since moved up to light heavyweight and holds the WBC belt at 175, but fans still dream of a clash between the 2 Mexican warriors. However, Benavidez's father, known for his blunt opinions, dismissed those hopes. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, he predicted that Canelo versus Crawford would be boring, citing Canelo's low punch output against David Benavidez and suggesting the fight lacks the ingredients for excitement.
Bad for boxing for David Benavidez to fight Canelo Alvarez. He would, to be honest, I would say that he would send him to a hospital. The body's not the same no more. David's super strong, young, and I believe that fight will never happen.
That skepticism isn't universal, but it highlights the divided opinions on this fight. Some see Crawford risking everything to earn a 3rd undisputed crown, driven by a need to cement his place in boxing history. Others believe he's stepping into a division that doesn't suit him, facing a fighter who has mastered it, with too little preparation and too much at stake. Regardless, Crawford's mindset hasn't wavered. He sees something in this matchup that he believes will bring out the best in him.
Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yeah.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog.
And if he wins, Crawford's plan is already set. He'll return to 154 to try for undisputed status a 4th time. For him, this fight isn't a detour or a retirement plan, it's a test. Winning isn't enough, he wants to win, move down, and keep accomplishing what few have before. But do you see him walking away with the victory he predicts? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.